Peter Jackson went to prison for the first time in his life, but he tried to behave confidently and not show fear to his inmates when he entered the cell. "Good afternoon," he greeted everyone. "The days here are not good at all," someone answered him. Mr. Jackson tensed up and asked where he could put his mattress. "Put it here," the same man told him, and pointed to the bed next to the lantern, although Peter could see that there were more comfortable places there. "Don't you like? Perhaps you were expecting a 5-star hotel here," the man asked. "I'm fine with it," Peter replied. "Now drink some tea from my mug," said the inmate. Approaching the table and seeing the cup, the man thought that they wanted to poison him. Nevertheless, he took the cup in his hands and found that there was a hole in its bottom. To prevent the liquid from spilling, he pinched it with his finger and drank the contents. "Well, you've made your choice. You will sleep under the lantern," the prisoner told him. Peter shrugged and lay down on the bed. He could not sleep for a long time because of the surging memories. Peter was a teacher, he had a wife, and they had lived happily for 45 years. Unfortunately, they were never able to have children. Some years ago, Peter had to quit his job due to his deteriorating health. Then he bought a house in the forest and moved there with his wife. He was fond of animals and became a ranger, protecting forest animals from hunters and poachers. One day he noticed hunters in the forest who were following an elk, although the hunting season had not yet been opened. He caught them and took them to the police, but the hunters said that the man had attacked them and caused physical and moral injuries. Besides, they had some connections, so Peter was found guilty. That's how he was sent to jail. He was silently crying. Perhaps Nancy can find a good lawyer, he thought. He remembered how his wife bought him a wig when he went bald. Peter thought he wouldn't need it in prison, so he took it off his head. In the morning, when he woke up and went to wash his face, he heard a voice behind him. "Mr. Jackson, is that you? I didn't think I'd meet you in a place like this." He turned around and saw his former student, Andy McCartney. Now Andy was a crime boss, but he did not forget the kindness of his ex-teacher, who had helped him a lot in school. He realized that the fact that Peter ended up in prison was the result of some kind of mistake. He immediately took the teacher under his wing. Meanwhile, Nancy Jackson wasted no time either. She found a good lawyer who appealed and won the case. Soon, what happened to the former teacher got into the press. Several police officers were reprimanded and even fired. When Peter was released, he thanked his former student for his support and recommended to leave his criminal past.